Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders. So let's have a look at the markets right now and let's actually see what's going on right now within these markets and what's likely to happen moving forward. Where are we and what's going on right now? So what I want to do right now is I actually want to bring up a couple of different charts here right now. Okay, so this may look really weird to you, but I've got these three different charts here, and I know you can't see anything, or you think you can't see anything, but this is a very powerful layout in the markets for me to gauge where are we right now and what is likely to happen. So I want to start off with the Dow Jones first, and I want to get and then I'll get to the Nasdaq. Where are we really in the market, and what can we really expect? Okay, so this chart to the right over here is the Dow Jones daily. Okay, and the chart down to the bottom here is the Dow Jones weekly. Now the reason why these charts are so important is because they reveal the major support and resistance lines. Okay, so down the bottom here we can see that. Okay, down the bottom here, we can see that if I draw my trend line from here to here, now this is a weekly chart, remember, notice how the market came here, we had all this bounce through here, and then notice that we actually had a little bit of a bounce, we flushed down, but we flushed right back up again. Okay, that's important. Then suddenly we look at this weekly chart. Okay, we look at this weekly chart when it comes to this major support level through here. Notice how we've got this major support level. But if I zoom in on my weekly chart here, again, this is the Dow Jones. Notice how the weekly couldn't close below here. Now, if I go to this level here, and again, all these levels will come into play in just a minute of what I'm talking about, what's happening right now in the markets. So we can see we actually have a major level of support through here. Okay, major level of support. And then if I open my chart right up, we can actually see that that is actually being valid and it's being respected where we are right now. Okay, so there's two levels here. That back here, we can see how that, look at this here. Again, this is a weekly chart. Notice how we rejected here, and rejected here as well too. Notice that there, okay? Now, look what's also happened right now. We actually broke up and now we've just gone sideways. So the reason why I'm bringing this up here is because these two levels, from this level through here, and so this level through here is definitely a major level of support and resistance to the markets, right? It's definitely respecting that level. But also this level through here, right, which is what? Which is that longer term. If I squeeze my chart back up again, remember this is that longer term trend line coming into play. Now the question is not where I think support and resistance level is, because I can draw a trend line back from here to here, and then it mean nothing today, right? But I want to say, is the market actually respecting these levels that I've got these trend lines here in the past? Is the market respecting those levels? And the reason why I'm saying is because it's going to give us, one, a gauge on what's going on right now. But secondly, if the market does continue to fall, where are we likely to go to and get a bounce, okay? So we can see this over here. Now, if I bring up, now remember this long-term blue line through here, this is that long-term weekly line. This level through here, this sort of horizontal, is that horizontal? Yeah. Not vertical, right? Horizontal is that level through there. And we know that there's a lot of good levels through here, right? So this whole big massive flash down and a flash up, just bear with me for a minute, okay? So we know the market, okay? Forget what I think the market is telling us there. So if I bring up now the daily chart, let's actually go look through here. Now, step one, as we can see that the market is definitely respecting this blue line through here. Remember, that's that long-term weekly line, right? So the market came up, it came down, look what happened. We almost got to that level, pretty much at that level anyway. And guess what happened? We bounced. So are we respecting that line? Definite yes. Look at all that resistance point through there. Rejected once, twice, three, and then got above it. We held it that day. Now we held it here and we broke up, okay? So that's rejection number one. This is the major support level through here, number one. Then as we know, right, look at this thing through here, as we know that this line through here was what? The weekly chart. So I don't know what's going to happen, guys, but what I can say is that by looking at this level through here is that we're probably likely to see a bit more of a pullback, but there's likely to be a lot of support around this level through here and even down through to here as well too. So if we do start to see a bit more of a pullback through here, I would say we're likely to see some form of a bounce and then continue from there, because we've broken above here. Now, if we start to rally back down through here, then it's all over. I don't think that's going to happen. I do think that the pullback is due. We were in a bit of oversold territory, so the pullback is probably likely to continue. And if I actually bring up, let me just bring up. So this is the Dow Jones. I just want to bring up to see what the volume was for today on the Dow Jones. Okay, so we had a little bit of a strong volume. That's where we're at right now. Pretty much flattening there. So okay, cool. We're seeing that. All right. So that's the wrong chart. Okay, here, right? So this is that's what I'm seeing on the Dow Jones, right? So we have a bit of support level through here. Now let's go do the same thing with the Sp500. Weekly chart, what do we have here? We have this major support level through here, and we have this level that's through here. See that level through there? This major line going through here, and we can see how it came all the way through here as well too. And this is where the market is right now. We're having a bit of a pullback. So if the pullback does continue, what's going on right now? Okay, so this level through here and this level through here. If I go to that daily chart now, look where we are at. The first thing I do see is that, let me just bring this up here. I do know that there's a lot of support and resistance where it is right now. Probably a bit lower as well too, but let's just call it back even, probably even back down to this level through here, right? That'll be that level through there. Let me bring up that weekly chart for a minute. Go back to the daily chart now. Yeah, all right. So this level through here, you can see how it's pretty good, strong. It actually rejected off that level there, right? So the recent level of resistance was here. We came down, bounced off it, and now we're having a bit of a pullback. So if the market does continue down, once again, just like the Dow Jones, right? We're right at those levels there where we're probably likely to get down to, and then suddenly start to see a bounce again from that there. It's so funny. It's so funny. Some of you guys in the video, I do a video saying this was likely to happen, and you're like, wrong. No, I'm not. I'm right. You don't know. I know. No, you're right. I'm wrong. Wrong, right, wrong, wrong. Fight, ego, men, testosterone, whatever. Trading is never about being wrong or right anyway. Wrong or right is whether you actually traded the market based on a proven plan. That's whether you're wrong or right. And if you're not, you're definitely wrong. Even if you did make money, you still got it wrong. Now, let's see. So that's what the S&P is doing there right now. So if we do get a bit of a drop down through here, which may happen, right? Then that's what we're seeing through there. So let's look at what the Nasdaq's doing, okay? Let's look at the weekly chart here on the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is definitely one that is pretty strong right now, okay? Pretty strong. We definitely have a couple of different levels here on the Nasdaq. And if I bring up another support level through here, I do know that there's a lot of support and resistance going on through this level all through here as well too, okay? So there's the main little levels through there. We have a gap up here in place as well too. And we know that it found a lot of support through here. They're the different support and resistance levels now. We've actually broken well above them, so now they're likely to become support, okay? So let's go back now to the daily charts, all right? So now the daily charts, we can see what we're seeing right now on the daily charts. And we can see that we've actually had a bit of a gap up, and now we've had a bit of a gap down, and we have a bit of a sell through here. So if I go back to one, I'll just go back and check the volume for today on the Nasdaq. See what the volume was today. I'm not getting the volume now. Let me go to the QQQ. That might give me a bit of a sign. Okay, so we're getting a bit of a strong volume through here. So we're probably likely to see a bit more downside to come out of that there. If I go to the DIA, not that much volume. Maybe go to the SPY, and yeah, just a little bit of volume. So the Nasdaq has actually got is the one that's actually got the most volume through here, which is quite interesting. So let me go back to this chart here, and let me go back to the daily chart. Okay, so what I do see happening, guys, is that we may get a little bit more downside to come because we are in an overbought level there. But I do see this thing holding, and this massive gap up here on the Nasdaq will be filled by the end of the year. We will not leave this thing unfilled by the end of the year. We're probably likely to come up and close that gap. So we have a major gap up here, guys. And the whole fact of the matter is it's probability, right? What I said right there is probability based, not absolute certain based. Oh, John, you got it wrong. You said the market dee-dee-dee-da-da-dee-dee. Whenever do we actually get some major gaps like this here in place? And look what's happening here right now. Look at this major violent V bottom type action, right? Yes, we're getting a bit of a drop down right now. Okay. We actually came down and closed this gap here, by the way, which is quite interesting. Came down and closed that gap. So it'll be interesting to see what actually happens moving forward. But this major gap up here in place, I do see that's actually likely to be hit. Again, a bit of a pullback. That's all good to go. It's not the top of the markets because guess what? Right now, guys, the markets are stair-stepping higher, and we are going to stay in a bull market until the market says no. What I mean by that is this here, right? Look at this here. Low, higher low, high, higher high, bull market. Down, run, lower high, breaking past previous lows, sellers in control, higher low, buyers back in control. And until we start to do something like this, lower high, breaking past previous lows, just like this here, the market is now in a bull trend. We are in a bull trend, guys, all right? The market's we're no longer in a bearish move, all right? We've retraced. Let me have a look. What is that? Yeah, 30% on the Nasdaq. We've retraced. What is that? Same for the S&P, nice 30%. And for the Dow Jones, same sort of thing, right? We retraced a good 30%, right? So we retraced 30%. Guess what? We're no longer in a bear market. We're in a bull market, right? Because a bear market is what? 20% on the downside. A bull market is what? 20% on the upside. So that's what we're seeing through there, guys. As you can see, this is what I'm seeing right now. Overall, guys, I'm looking at this here from a larger point of view, as you can see, from what the market's really doing. And especially with this Dow Jones over here, this chart to the right, you can see here that this whole level through here is a major support level. And we're almost at that level now. Same for the S&P 500, right? This same S&P 500 is there. So even if we do get a bit of a drop down through there, as you can see, or a bit of a drop down here on the Dow Jones, as you can see, I definitely do see this holding and then having a nice move up, holding and having a nice move up. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. Guys, if you would like to get my help, then I've just opened up a free trial, or I've actually opened up for a while. Today is the last day to actually get the free trial to the Master Trader Lab. That means every month you get brand new trainings, teaching you trading techniques. Also monthly coaching sessions as well too. You get access to the monthly live coaching and Q&A sessions. Also get access to the mastermind, and you get access to around 5 different trading courses focusing on chart reading strategies, trading systems, mindset, and so much more. And again, I'm giving away a free trial to that, but that ends today. If you go to mastertraderlab.com, today is your last day to get the free trial. The free trial is going away, the price is going up, and also the bonuses are going away as well too. So today is your last day. Hope this helped you out, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.